Stargazing? You pointed in the wrong direction, kid. All right, what is it I'm supposed to see here? Hey! Well, TJ sure didn't waste any time, did he?
You think that's funny?
All right, come on, let's not jump to any conclusions here.
Oh, Jake, come on.
Look, I mean it. I mean, sometimes things aren't always what they seem to be.
Oh, Lakin and TJ look like they're taking a shower, but in actuality, they're watering the plants.
Look, whatever they're doing or not doing, the fact is, it's none of our business.
Now, at this moment, I feel you with me as strongly as if you were here next to me. They can keep us physically apart from each other, but that's all the power they have over us. Our spirits, our hearts, our thoughts are always connected, always touching. I am surrounded by and filled with your love. And I pray that you can feel mine with you every second. You are my beloved, my dream forever. Eden.
Amen.
Hey, is this what you're looking for?
Yeah, thanks.
What is it?
It's, well, you know, it's a lucky piece, I think.
Lucky, huh?
Yeah.
I sure use a little luck. Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, couldn't we all? Why don't you give it back to me then?
Use your manners, Castillo. Say, pretty please.
Please, look, that's not worth nothing, man. It's just got, you know, somebody gave it to me, and I'll just be a pal and give it back.
You know you're not supposed to have no jewelry in this cell.
Well, that ain't jewelry. That's just a piece of glass. So why don't you just, you know, be cool, give me the thing back, and, you know, I won't have to get nuts or something, okay? Give me the thing back.
What?
What the hell is it, man? You give me back what's mine! Get back here! Hey! Get back here!
Gina Capwell.
My God. She knows where you are.
Yes?
She knows you're alive.
Yes, she does.
And she's actually seen you?
Several times. She was the first one who found me. What's wrong, Mason?
I can't think of anything worse. How on earth did you ever get mixed up with Gina?
She tracked me from New York. What is it?
Get in here, quick. What is this? What are you doing here?
You know, you are one big walking anticlimax, both in and out of court. You know, normally you walk in somebody's hotel room, they're pulling sheets over themselves. I mean, you'd have your vest buttoned if you had one.
This should make front page news. DA arrested for breaking and entering.
I did not break and enter. The door was open. This was in case you attacked me with a paperclip.
Tell it to the judge. How did you know where to find me?
Well, I can't reveal my sources, but I found out, and so I decided to come over here and check it out.
Well, you've checked it out now, so why don't you get out?
Well, just one more thing.
Or I could throw you out bodily if I have to.
Who's in the bathroom? Is it Julia? Is this where you hammer out your briefs and your torts? Is this where you hammer out your defense strategy? Huh?
What my co-counsel and I do in our time away from court is of no concern to you.
Oh, come on, Big Mace. Your affairs are very interesting to me. Even your extramarital affairs. Oh, well, knowledge is power, you know. I'll be leaving you. I'll see you in court, but have a nice lunch, you know. Hope I didn't spoil your appetite.
What a horrid man.
Yes, Gina's current lover. At least she hasn't told him about us.
Well, she wanted to keep me a secret.
For some reason, she still does. I don't know how long it'll last.
Mason, I don't think it's a very good idea to let Keith think you're having an affair with Julia. Supposing it got back to your wife.
Understand one thing, Mother. I'll say or do anything to protect you.
Come on, what's the problem here, handyman?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Your clothes are soaked.
Oh, well, here, let me take them off for you.
Even think about it,
Then
no.
we'll just go get me a wrench, all right?
I don't know where one is.
Come on, there's
Moved in today, you know.
What are you talking about? There's got to be a valve somewhere that you can turn off the water supply.
I don't know even where to look.
You don't know much, do you?
I know that your shoes are ruined, pal.
Yeah, well, it's a little tough keeping them dry in a shower. You want to tell me? Why is everything so much fun with you? That's what I miss the most.
Listen, this isn't singing in the rain, okay? Let's
Yeah.
cut the sentiment and fix the faucet.
Sure, fix the faucet.
I don't know about you, but I think it's a little weird that a girl moves in with the guy that she's supposedly in love with, and she ends up in the shower with her ex-boyfriend. Ted is a trusting guy, and I don't want to see him hurt.
Ellie, when are you gonna get unhooked from your ex-husband? Look, I know you cared about him a lot, but it doesn't mean you go fighting all his battles for him.
I am not... Maybe I am a little overprotective. It's just that I feel for Ted. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I know you do. I just wish you didn't bother me so much.
I'm sorry. And why not?
Because it's not a good idea. I might get a little too relaxed, and I need to...
Be Ted. It's gonna be Ted. You know, Julia, I want you to level with me. Let me know how the case is going. I'm a little frightened, and Cruz seems to have given up hope, even though he doesn't want to admit it to me, and you and Mason. I don't know if I believe you when you say you think he can win.
Eden, Mason and I may not always agree on the methods, but we both believe that he's going to get a verdict of not guilty.
Based on the evidence so far?
No. I'm introducing testimony that could dramatically change Cruz's case.
What testimony?
I can't say anything yet, not even to you. There's an obstacle in the way, but I am determined to get around it. So you take heart, because you have every reason to be optimistic.
Well, how long do you think it'll be before you work out all the problems?
Soon. We have no choice.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
No, there isn't. And I'm sorry that this sounds so mysterious.
Oh, no, really. Thank you. I trust you, Julia. You know that.
I promise you, Eden, that I will do everything. I will work every minute of the day until Cruz is out of this.
Listen, I've written him this letter. I don't know if he's going to be able to see it.
If you want me to take the letter to him, I'll make sure that he gets it.
Thank you. You're such a good friend. More than anything, I just want to make sure I can keep his spirits up.
Hey, man, you give me any more trouble, hotshot, I'm gonna put you in a straitjacket and stick you down in the booby heights. Get your life butt up. I'm gonna see to it, personally.
Yeah.
I just couldn't resist. I mean, I figured that's probably the way you feel. It's like a little honeymoon cottage. You don't want a bunch of people traipsing in and out of here all the time. So, if you don't like it, I can take it back.
No, it's cute.
It's cute. And we don't even have a doormat.
No, that's what I thought. So, how do you like having your own place?
Oh, it's really terrific. Especially when we get it all fixed up. It'll be wonderful.
Look, don't get too settled in, because, this is only temporary. As soon as I get enough money saved up, I'm going to get a real home for us.
You're a lucky girl, Haley. As a matter of fact, you're both pretty lucky. And I'm awfully glad you're not planning to stay here very long, because it's just too close to the Capitol estate and all those bad memories. Look, do you have a phone yet?
Installed this morning.
Oh, great. Can I use it?
Sure.
Be my guest.
I won't be very long. At least I hope not. Hello, yes. I'd like to speak to Miss Regina Simpson. She's not. What? Oh, thank you.
I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't know what to say.
Well, it's kind of funny.
I'm beginning to wonder about your sense of
Is that
humor,
Miss
pal.
Regina Simpson
I'm
registered
beginning to
here?
wonder if Gene isn't right. Maybe it's a mistake living so close to Ted and Leif.
No, it's not a mistake. We won't allow anything to spoil it for us.
Well, all we have to do is keep our distance. Think you can do it?
Thank you. I don't believe it. The woman's vanished off the face of the earth.
What are you talking about?
My business partner.
What business partner?
What business?
Yeah, what business?
I'll tell you something. Wherever she's hiding, I'm gonna find her.
Bye.
Madam, you are on dry land again.
You have my undying gratitude.
Mighty done.
You home?
Ted, yeah, I'm here, honey. I'm just in the shower.
You think he's going to buy the tree?
Yeah, would you? Just stay put, all right? Don't say a word.
Why? I didn't expect you back from the courthouse so soon.
Yeah, I know. They booked for lunch.
How's it going?
Oh, I don't know. I keep trying to imagine, what it'd be like if I were on the jury.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know Cruz at all.
Yeah? And?
And, I don't know. It just comes down to, his friends know he didn't do it. We just have to find the person who did. Or another suspect.
Maybe that'll happen, huh?
Yeah, well, it better happen pretty soon. I'm gonna go talk to Eden, give her some moral support, okay?
That's a good idea.
How are you doing? I didn't even get a chance to ask you.
Oh, I'm fine. A little damp, but generally terrific.
You
Thank
certainly
you.
are. Maybe that's what I need.
You sure you've got time?
I meant to shower.
Oh, a shower. Okay. Is that? You sure that's what you meant?
But, it was a second thought. Maybe I can make some time.
Careful, Julia. That expression of outrage on your face is becoming habitual.
The only thing habitual is your arrogance and your irresponsible behavior. I went to your mother's hotel room. She checked out, but I suppose you already know that, with a man wearing a pearl earring. She left no forwarding address. What have you done with her?
Moved her to a safer place.
Where?
I'd rather not say.
I'd rather not say. What are you trying to do, blow Cruz's case? Have you forgotten that you have an obligation?
Julia, we've been through all of this.
Yes, we have been through this, and it still hasn't sunk in that your behavior is unethical.
Julia, I had to move her. Too many people were finding out where she was. Dangerous people. Gina, for example.
Gina, how?
I don't know how, and I'm not sure the move did any good. Keith has already been to the new place.
Keith. Oh, great, the ferret. He'll keep going until he finds her.
I think weasel is the better metaphor. But don't worry, I threw him off the track.
How?
Well, he immediately assumed that I was there to meet a woman for illicit purposes, so I just let him assume.
How clever. Who was this woman supposed to be?
Doesn't make any difference.
Just like to keep abreast of the situation. And I don't like Keith knowing something that I don't know, even though it may be wrong. Let me take a wild guess. Me?
I didn't say anything. He just, assumed again.
You have a lot of nerve taking my good name and my reputation and using it to cover up a scheme that I don't even approve of in the first place. I wanted Pamela up on that stand. I want Pamela up on that stand because I think that's the only chance Cruz has. And don't you laugh at me. You are deliberately sabotaging this case, and you're making a fool out of me in the process.
Julia, I didn't do this to hurt you. It has nothing to do with you.
You know, when you want something, you will sacrifice every decent human quality, like loyalty, respect, consideration for people that are supposed to have meant something to you.
You do. Mean something to me, Julia. But I was up against a wall. For an impromptu solution, I thought the thought of the two of us together wasn't a bad idea.
Is that what you thought, Mason? Some friend. You wonder. I'm never going to forgive you, Mason. What do you want? Get out of here.
Victoria, you're very high-strung. You know, if you don't calm yourself down, you're not going to make it through the next 50, 60 years. Tell me, do you know where your hubby is
Yes,
now?
I know exactly where he is.
Where is he?
He's at his office. I was just there.
Boy, the grass doesn't grow under that boy's feet. I thought he would have been, I don't know, someplace else.
Look, I don't know what you want, but I want you out of here.
Got some bad news for you.
Nothing you can tell me is something that I want to hear.
Maybe it's something you don't want to hear, but I think you ought to. Forewarned is forearmed. And, gee, I'm full of pithy little aphorisms today, aren't I?
You're full of a lot more. Now get to the point.
The point is I'm here to stir up a little bit of trouble. You know I have no use for you and Mason and all the people you hang around with. Anytime you can bring a little grief into your lives, it warms my little heart. So that's the point.
You're crazy.
Thank you. In the spirit of the ill wind that brought me here, I think you should be the fourth person to know that your husband and Julia Wainwright are shacking up. They're making the beast with two backs, as Shakespeare would say. So, what do you say, huh?
How do you know?
Well, I had a little chat, a very informative one with your husband in the room, and, Julia, in all her delicacy, retired to the bathroom.
Why should I believe anything that you tell me?
You don't have to. You can check it out yourself. I brought you the address. The Shore Vista Bed and Breakfast. Check it out. Frankly, though, you know, Mason, the ramrod, and Julia, the no-nonsense Wainwright, they don't inspire romantic fantasies in me, you know? I mean, I can't see them setting off sparks, especially the sexual variety. But, you know, with him, there's no accounting for taste.
You are disgusting.
I try to be. Look, I'll slither off before you shoot me, okay? Have a good day.
Find her in there.
Where is she, Mason?
Why do you want to know?
Because your mother and I are partners. We have plans we've made, and I don't want you interfering.
What plans, Gina?
Ask her. And while you're at it, you can ask her about all the things I've done for her. How I waited on her, nursed her, brought her medications, and even listened to her.
Well, that's one version of it. The other is that you forced yourself on her, and then she couldn't get rid of you.
Is that what she told you?
Actually, she's told me very little about you.
Well, that's not how it was. We have a lot of things in common. We have mutual goals. She needs me.
You need her, maybe, but, does she need you?
Yes. I'm not going to let it happen to me again, Mason. I am not going to let someone use me and then dump me.
Gina, I have a trial to get ready for.
I want to see Pamela.
I'm afraid we can't do that now. Maybe in the future.
Don't you dare give me the runaround.
I'm sorry. I'm doing what I think is best for my mother.
Well, you have it backwards. You seem to think you're in the driver's seat, Mason, and you're not. I am. Because I know all about her. I may not know where she is, but I know enough to cause you a lot of problems, and that gives me the edge. Now, if you don't deliver her to me, I'm going to deliver Keith to her.
Then you'll never get what you want. If you wait, you might still have a chance.
Don't try to con a con artist. Will you or won't you take me to Pamela?
I can't.
Well, then I'll just have to go to the district attorney. I'll tell him not only is Pamela alive and living in Santa Barbara, but you're hiding her. You're waiting to pull her out at the last minute. She's your ace in the hole. You're a mystery witness.
Gina, don't do it. Think what you'll be giving up if you play all your cards now.
You think about it, Mason.
All right. I will, Gina. Just give me a little more time, huh? I just got her back after all these years. You know what that's like. I just need a little more time. Is that too much to ask? After all we've been through?
All right. But a very little time. And I mean what I said. I will go to Keith.
You up for some company?
Sure. Come in.
You all right? Look a little flushed or something, like you have a fever.
Oh,
Huh?
just thinking about Keith Timmons tends to make your blood rise.
Yeah, well, that's actually what I want to talk to you about this morning. I don't know, Victoria's little testimony was a little unsettling. I mean, you know, bringing up all that old stuff.
Yeah, I don't care for me so much. I mean, I really don't. I just hate to see what it does to Cruz when Keith gets
I know.
vicious.
Well, let me tell you something. All that stuff is not going to last for much longer. I mean, it can't. That stuff, all that ugly mumbo-jumbo Keith is bringing up is going to come crashing down on very soon.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been holding on to. Just seems he gets away with so much. He said before I wouldn't be able to see Cruz, and I haven't been. He's treating him like he's a mass murderer.
I know. Well, we got to fight that. I mean, you know, even the way I look at it right now, Cruz needs some time alone with you. I mean, that'd be very good for him. It'd be good for both of you.
Yeah.
We just got to figure out a way to do that. Have you, I don't know, talked to Mason or Julie about something we could...
Yeah, I have. They're working on it. It's just not their first priority. They have urgent business. Maybe I should do some of the fighting.
Well, how could you do that?
Go to the judge. Challenge Keith's right to deny visitation rights. Then throw myself at her knees and beg for her mercy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what we got to lose.
Nothing. And who knows, I might win, right?
I want to tell you something. I was a cop for once. I wore a... You think you're cute. You think you're bad, huh? You ain't bad, man. You know, you would be bad if you had any idea what you were doing, but you don't, pal. You're asleep. You hear me? You're nowhere. Do nothing and you're asleep, you stupid pig.
How did you know where to find me?
Pearl is a very good friend of mine.
So Mason doesn't know?
No.
I know why you're here, Julia, but I can't go against Mason's wishes now.
You know something, Pamela? Mason's wishes are irrelevant. One way or another, I will get you up on that stand. I would like you to do it voluntarily because it's the right thing to do. But if you don't do it on your own, I will have you subpoenaed.
I don't like being threatened.
No, I'm sure that you don't. And I know that this is a very difficult position for you to be in. But I am fighting for the life of a very good man who happens to be innocent. What Mason is doing is wrong. And he'll regret it. So we'll be doing him a favor if we can make sure that he doesn't have too much to regret.
You're a very good lawyer, Julia.
Does that mean you'll come forward?
It means I'll talk to Mason again.
That's not good enough.
It's the best I can do.
I'd like you to read this.
Why, what is it?
It's a letter from Eden to Cruz.
Why
I'm sorry, she was denied permission to see him.
Then why do you want me to read it?
Because I'm desperate.
You think I'll be so moved by it that I'll change my mind?
That's what I'm hoping.
I've learned that I can survive without you, Cruz. I've talked, slept, carried on with life.
not knowing if I'd ever see you again. How terrible just surviving is. How awful to see the world without love and feel barely alive. I'll never give in to despair again because I believe totally in our commitment to each other. And I know I'll love and be loved by you for the rest of my life. No matter. I'm sorry, I can't read anymore. I know the pain of separation.
I know that you do. That's why I brought it to you.
All right, Julia. You win. I'll testify. I just hope that Mason will understand.
You should have seen it, man. It was just like the old days again. TJ and Lakin laughing at the world, making an adventure out of anything, even a broken faucet.
Well, then what happened?
Yeah, well, then Ted came home. Yes. I mean, nothing was going on, but it didn't look so good, you know? So, well, I bravely hid in the shower, which I got a kick for a while. But then, they started making out in the other room, which drove me a little crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So anyway, then I snuck out the bathroom window and came over here.
Well, I'm glad you get out okay.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure, man. I really think I'm hooked.
On Lakin?
I don't know. I've tried the idea of leaving town a few times, and every time I think about it, I also think about not being able to see her, and I just can't do it.
Well, I get it, man. Why'd you break up with her in the first place if this is the way you feel? It seems like you really care about her.
Well, you know what it's like, man. I mean, back in those days, the only time I used the word love was if it was in like a tennis match. I mean, everything was strictly for laughs, right? Girls, skiing, school. I mean, there's always girls around, which is great, you know? One was pretty much like the other one, as long as they were fun and good looking. Then I met Lakin, and, well, she hung around longer than the others. Man, I was so dumb. I didn't even have a clue as to how deep my feelings really ran for her. And then she left, and it was too late.
Yeah, but you came back after.
You know, I didn't know about Ted. Or, I knew about him, but I didn't want to know about him. You know, I called her up on the phone. I asked her if she was involved. And she said, yeah. But I didn't take her seriously, you know.
What you do now, right?
I don't have a choice, right? I got to take him seriously now. I mean, those two, they got a history together. And Ted was her first love. So I guess this means I'm supposed to back off, right? I tell you, man, it's tough.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I had to go through that when Haley was still married to Ted.
Yeah, but I mean, at least you guys ended up together, right?
Yeah, we did eventually. But I wasn't the reason they broke up.
So now the onus is on me, right? I guess I'm not supposed to stand in the way of true love.
I'm not a lawyer, Your Honor, and I don't presume to be. But I do know about cruel and unusual punishment, and I think it's cruel to deny a visitor the comfort and solace that a loved one can give. Cruz hasn't been convicted of any crime, and yet everybody's acting like he's guilty. Even convicted criminals get visits. I'm just asking that Cruz be allowed the privilege that other prisoners are permitted.
Miss Capway, you're very persuasive. But this restriction was imposed by the court at the behest of District Attorney Timmons for a very specific reason. You and Mr. Castillo willfully and deliberately flouted the rules of this jail.
I understand that, but...
I mean, Mr. Timmons' motion to the court was a very reasonable response to serious violations of security. The fact is that you have shown a blatant disregard for the rules of the institution, and I see no reason that the system should reward you for that. I know that in the past you have defied authority, doing such things as chaining yourself to the courtroom doors.
I know that seems sort of stupid to you, but I firmly believe that that act saved Cruz's life. Mr. Timmons was seeking revenge, personal revenge, for a past grievance that he had with Cruz.
So how do you justify other outrageous behavior? You influenced a policeman to set up a rendezvous with a prisoner.
It was a desperate response to an unfair, arbitrary punishment imposed by Mr. Timmons. He was angry at me for what happened at the courthouse. He told me that I would not be allowed to see Cruz as long as he was in a Santa Barbara jail. Now, that to me is personal revenge. It's not justice.
I was not aware of this earlier visitation restriction. But, nevertheless, the proper way to have dealt with that would have been through the court.
If I may say something, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Counselor.
Mr. Capwell and I have been remiss in this area. We have been so involved in the larger issue of defending our client that we failed to recognize the immediate suffering caused by the district attorney's abuse of his power.
He's all alone. He's facing these charges, and the only time I can see him is in the courtroom.
In light of this new information you've given me about Mr. Timmons' activities, I believe I need to investigate this matter further. In the meantime, I'm willing to reconsider the ban on visitation. Your violation was an infraction of the jail's rules, but it was not in itself a criminal act. I mean, you didn't attempt to smuggle a weapon to the prisoner, let's say, or help him escape.
No.
Well, in light of that, I am willing to consider limited visits on a restricted basis. This will be a probationary basis till I'm satisfied that you understand your obligations and responsibilities.
Well, thank you. I thank you so much. I promise you, you won't regret it.
Mr. Timmons, this is off the record. Some irregularities involving your actions have been brought to my attention.
Can't imagine what they are, Your Honor.
I'll enlighten you. It's alleged that you asked the court to withhold visitation rights for Cruz Castillas for what may be petty personal reasons.
I asked the court to withhold visitation rights because there was a serious violation. That's a matter of record.
Before the violation, Mr. Timmons, did you ask the court to bar Miss Capwell from visiting Mr. Castillo as punishment for his defying you?
I asked the court to bar Miss Capwell from seeing Mr. Castillo because I was afraid there'd be a breach in security, and as it turns out, I was right.
That's debatable. Her acts might be viewed as responses to your unwarranted retaliation.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me she's got you brainwashed.
Be careful, Mr. Timmons.
I apologize, Your Honor.
I am revoking the court order and granting Cruz Castillo visits, restricted visits from his fiancée. If you can show just cause for my withholding these rights, I suggest you file an appeal with this court. However, I am not so sure that your motives would bear scrutiny. Good day, Mr. Timmons.
I've been chasing all over this building looking for you. Now, I need to know the name of the best private investigator in town.
Keith Timmons.
I'm not joking, Keith.
I'm not either. I mean, after my encounter with Madame Judge this afternoon, I'm going to be looking for a new career.
What do you mean?
You know, actually, I am an incredible sleuth. I have uncovered the love nest of those star-crossed lawyers, Capwell and Wainwright.
Julia and Mason? Where? You didn't actually see them.
The Shore Vista Bed and Breakfast. Julia was in the toilette. Mason confirmed my suspicions. I mean, either that guy's the lousiest poker player in the world, or he has no integrity. Probably both, you know? Because he gave up the secret like that. I mean, he didn't even try to keep it. I'd sell out his mother if I pushed him.
I wonder.
Mason, I know how hurt you must be because I seem to be going against your wishes. But I didn't agree to testify just because of Eden's words. I agreed because it's the right thing to do. And in your heart of hearts, you know I'm right.
There are other ways of proving Cruz innocent.
Yes, but none of them have worked, and time is running out. Look, Mason, dear, I know why you're afraid. You're afraid for me. You're afraid that when I go on that stand, that I'll break down under a hostile cross-examination, that I'll crumble emotionally again, that I might even look guilty. Perhaps you have doubts yourself.
Never.
Well, I'm very grateful for that. But if you did, I'd understand and I'd forgive you.
I can't let you take that stand. I won't.
And I can't let you sacrifice your integrity. Just at the moment, your loyalties are divided. But your first loyalty is to yourself, always. Please remember that, Mason.
If I still refuse?
Then it's no longer your decision, it's mine. I should just go into that courtroom and tell them what I saw, and hope that it'll help Cruz and that it won't destroy me.
I hope someday I can forgive you for this, Julia.
Please don't blame Julia. I was coming to that decision myself. She just hurried me along.
I won't let Keith hurt her. You have my word.
I know you won't. I trust you both completely. Please, Mason, I would like your blessing. I'd like all of us to be in this together.
I'll do my best. I just wish it hadn't come to this.
Mason, darling, 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 what a surprise. I didn't expect you home until 3 or 4 in the morning.
That's enough, Victoria. If you're going to start a scene, I'll turn around and leave right now.
Well, isn't that what you're going to do anyway after you check your mail and change your socks? You know, I'm sure that you were hoping I wasn't even here.
What is the matter with you? Your behavior's been so bizarre lately. Charging into the office, screaming accusations at Julia. I mean, I'm sure everyone in the office heard you.
Oh, I hope so.
You seem to have no regard for the pressure I'm under. Them are totally on your own wavelength. But I'm warning you, Victoria, I'm not going to tolerate any more outrageous behavior.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mason. I'm sorry my behavior wasn't more outrageous. I'm sorry that I didn't slap your smug little face or tear out Julia's hair.
I think you need a psychiatrist.
I think I need a lawyer. You know, one of the reasons that I was a little more I refrained a little bit from accusing you of your infidelity was because I really wasn't sure. But now I've got proof.
That's nonsense.
Oh, don't be so self-righteous. Cut the act. Or is cheating on your wife part of your enjoyment?
You think you have proof that I'm having an affair with Julia?
I've got 5 little words. Shore Vista Bed and Breakfast. Gotcha.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but Keith does. He saw you there. Now, would you care to revise your story?
Now, how did you find me?
I kept my ears open. Why did you run out on me, Pamela?
Is that how you see it?
This isn't the first time you've done this to me, you know.
Well, that should tell you something,
yes,
shouldn't
it tells me you're trying to avoid your commitment to me.
What commitment? You went on ad nauseum, but I didn't agree to anything.
Oh, no? You know, you are just like your son. You're ungrateful, you're selfish, and you're unloyal. I went all over the country looking for you. Who befriended you when you didn't have anybody, when you were all alone, and who bought you medications that made your skin better?
Yes, you did.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, you owe me.
I don't owe you anything. You go on about some commitment. You've got the most flagrant, selfish, self-centered attitude of anybody. Do you think I can confuse that with genuine friendship or compassion? Yes. You wanted to make a killing and you wanted to get back at the Capwells. So you invested a few bucks in some cream and then you pretended to care about me. You're the most transparent of phonies I've ever met.
And didn't you just use me?
Yes, I did, because you made it so easy, but I didn't do you any harm. Now your little game is over and I'd like you to go away and I'd like you to stay away.
Oh, I'll do more than that. I'll go to District Attorney Keith Timmons and I'll tell him not only who you are, but where you are. Then the police will come and get you. And they'll wonder why you didn't come forward on your own. And you'll have to tell them it's because your son, the defense attorney, was hiding you.
I'm surrounded by and filled with your love, and I pray that you feel mine with you every second. You are my beloved, my dream forever. Eden.
There's a lot of lost and lonely people out there tonight, Laura, and I hate to be butting in, but I think I might need your ear for a moment. I got this kind of difficult problem, and I don't think I've got I don't know how to solve it alone. I've always been able to see what to do when other people had the trouble, when somebody else got a raw deal, you know, I get kind of confused when it's my own back up against the wall. I need to know if the way I've chosen to deal with this problem, the way I've chosen to live my life really is right. That the faith I have in truth, in justice, is not just the faith of some damn fool. Now, if you've got any ideas about that, I'd appreciate hearing from you. In the meantime, dear Lord, please protect the woman I love. She's hurt, and she needs help to get through this terrible time. I want to protect her, but I don't... In my heart, I'm holding her, but I need you to protect her for me until the day that I can hold her again in my arms. Lord.
Автор сценария Бриджит Добсон, Джером Добсон. Режиссер Майкл Глеона. Телесериал «Санта-Барбара» подготовлен к показу российской государственной телекомпании «Русское видео», Санкт-Петербург.